So in today's video, we're doing a bit of speculating, but also a bit of power scaling as well. This question has gotten brought up time and time again over this last year of me making videos. I've seen it here and there. Of course, not in every video is it in the comment sections, but it's been there enough to the point where I should make this video. The question is, can the current Straw Hats, and of course not the combat oriented ones, so for this video we're going to leave out Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei for most of these conversations. However, we'll talk about it just because it's funny to talk about. Nonetheless though, can the weaker Straw Hats compete with some of the past antagonists of One Piece? For this video, I'll try to go through the feats of certain Straw Hats and talk about some of the older antagonists and just think about what if they fought again? Who would win that altercation? But before we get into this video, if you've made it this far, if you want to help me out by liking the video, make sure you do that for me. I'd appreciate it. The like goal for this video is going to be 500 likes. I'd appreciate if we could get there. It means a lot to me. Also, if you want more One Piece discussions, theories, speculation videos like these, make sure you subscribe and you turn on those post notifications. Let's get into the video. So I'm going to try to go through each of the Straw Hats because I think it would just be easier to go in sequence. So let's start with Usopp. Usopp is a character that, yes, has grown from the 2-year time skip, but a lot of people feel like he's still lacking as far as combat. Now, we have seen him in Dressrosa against Sugar use observation haki unconsciously, but we have never seen him use it again, so I'm not going to say that that's an ability Usopp has. There have been multiple instances after the Sugar fight in which it would have been so optimal for Usopp to use observation haki, but he just didn't. So I'm going to assume he did this by accident, unconsciously, just like we've seen Luffy use Conquerors unconsciously. There are times where maybe your haki can kind of bloom in a way and you could use it for the first time, but if you don't know how to control it and you can't train it, then you're really not going to know how to utilize it. And that's the thing that Usopp hasn't got to do yet, which hopefully does change. Maybe when he meets his father can give him some pointers on that. However though, Usopp has new pop green attacks. He does, in my opinion, have more stamina, more strength, more durability from training with Heracles during the time skip. Because of that, I think he is stronger. How much stronger? That's tough to gauge, but he is stronger nonetheless. So let's talk about old enemies. What if Usopp was to fight Captain Kuro from Syrup Village again? Well, if he was to fight someone like Captain Kuro currently, he would clap him. Usopp would totally defeat Captain Kuro, someone that he was afraid of and struggling against during Syrup Village that Luffy and the others had to deal with. This is somebody that Usopp would totally demolish at this point. But let's take it up a little bit. What about if Usopp fought Arlong? Well, I think with his expertise and his new abilities, and if he had any time to think about the fight, that he would defeat Arlong as well. I think Usopp is more than capable of defeating Arlong. I don't think that Arlong is incredibly strong, and I'm not saying that he couldn't have gotten stronger through the time skip. However, he doesn't hold enough relevance narratively like a character like Lucci would for me to think, oh, he got incredibly stronger. Because of this, I think Usopp still like low diffs Arlong. Okay, so we've talked about Kuro, we've talked about Arlong. Why don't we take it up another notch from Arlong? What if Usopp was to fight, let's say, Gecko Moria? Could Usopp defeat Gecko Moria? Now, Gecko Moria is a former warlord, someone that did clash with younger Kaido, and someone that Luffy had to use all of the shadows, which some people think Nightmare Luffy's an ass pool, but that's not the conversation for today. However, he had to use them to end up helping him in defeating Gecko Moria and Oars. Now, that whole fight was awesome. Episode 372, I believe, in the anime. I watched some of the anime for Thriller Bark because it's hilarious, so... But nonetheless though, Luffy had to use Nightmare Luffy to defeat Oars and Moria in that situation, but could Usopp defeat Moria? This is going to be a high to extreme diff altercation for Usopp in my opinion. I want to say that Usopp can defeat Moria, but I don't think it's going to be an easy task for him. So I will say in my opinion that Usopp will cap off at around a Moria level opponent currently. Now, he could be a lot stronger than that, but we just haven't seen a ton of feats in Wano for me to even decide that. But that's kind of where I'm gauging Usopp's strength. But next we have Nami. She has her climb attack, she has her weather abilities now. We wanted her to get Zeus back, but it's looking kind of abysmal for that right now. It's looking kind of dark, I'll be honest. However, let's talk about some characters Nami could fight. So, if Nami was back in Arlong Park, could she defeat Arlong? I think, especially with lightning abilities, that her fighting a fishman like Arlong, someone that is a water amphibious type of character, especially if they're in water or near water, she is defeating Arlong pretty handedly, pretty easily, in my opinion. I think that if Nami currently was to go back to Arlong and fight Arlong in Arlong Park again, ooh, that was bars to fight. Went back to Arlong to fight Arlong and Arlong Park. Arlong. Yo, I'm on my Eminem stuff right now. Like, that's an awfully hot coffee pot. And I'm just kidding. But nah, I think Nami is pretty easily defeating Arlong in my opinion. But let's pick it up a notch from Arlong, right? What about a Vice Admiral? Could Nami defeat the typical fodder Vice Admiral? That's the question. I think that Nami could defeat a Vice Admiral. Maybe not Momonga, maybe not Gar, but you know, maybe if she fights, I don't know, Doberman. I'm just kidding. I think seeing how the Vice Admiral Marines acted at Marineford, I think that current Nami could edge a character like that out. I think it would be pretty difficult of a fight for Nami, but I think that she could handle it. But let's take it up even another notch. What about a character like Diamante from the Doflamingo family? I think that Diamante could beat the average fodder, Vice Admiral, but could Nami defeat Diamante? That is a good question. Now, we've seen Diamante get beat pretty easily by Kyros and Dressrosa, but that's Kyros. Kyros is built different. I mean, this guy cut his leg off to get to the smoke. Like, man, this guy Kyros is a goat. That's neither near or there though. But could Nami defeat Diamante? I think this is kind of like around the area where I think she could probably beat Diamante, but I wouldn't have her fight a character any higher than him, not currently. She was kind of doing her thing against Alti. Now she ended up not really doing much to Alti, but she had her cool moment, with her whole calm attack, lightning attack, and it was a cool moment for her. But I'm kind of not willing to take Nami's strength above a character like this, not too far at least. Maybe a little bit, but not too much. I wouldn't put her against like a Doflamingo or anybody like that. Now, what about Robin? So Nico Robin came into the story as an assassin, had a very, very good showing and good fight in Skypiea, but then she hasn't really had a lot of 1v1, so there's not a lot of feats to gauge her strength. Now, currently she's fighting with Brook against Black Maria, and a lot of people are speculating that perhaps maybe Oda might let her have basic armament hockey. She was with Dragon during the 2-year time skip. Some people were like, well, Dragon taught Sabo the Dragon Claw, so maybe he is proficient with armament hockey. Maybe he could have helped Robin out. That is something some people speculate on, and I wouldn't be mad at that. I think Robin is a character that needs armament hockey. I've been saying this for a long time, and not only me, a ton of people have been saying this, so I don't think it is far-fetched to say that, maybe Robin does have armament hockey. Now, what if Robin was to fight someone, and we'll boost her up pretty quickly, because she had a good showing in Skypiea. What if she was to fight someone like Diamante, like I mentioned last time, or Pika? Could she beat them? I think that she could. If she has this armament hockey like I'm speculating, again, I'm speculating a bit with the video, I think that she could beat someone at this level. I think if she beats Black Maria, and I'm hoping that it's a 1v1, I'm hoping Brook leaves for some reason, I definitely feel like she could defeat someone like a Pika or Diamante. But what about a character like, let's jump up straight up to like Doflamingo. Could she beat a Doflamingo? I don't think so, not yet. I think like in the series, she'd be able to beat like first commander level threats. But Doflamingo's like a tier 2 commander, but he's like pushing that first commander level in my opinion. Like he's like right in that middle. And I don't think Robin yet can defeat a character this strong. So I'm gonna like have Robin currently in between like a Pika and a Dolphy, like in that gray area, if she has the armament hockey. If, that's a big if. Now, what about Chopper? So Chopper is somebody that hasn't had a ton of 1v1s either. He's had a lot of doctor feats. He helped the kids in like Punk Hazard. He helped people with Zoe, etc. He's doing the thing with the whole Oni virus right now and Wano. He's had doctor feats, which is, awesome for him. But he also trained in medical expertise and things during the 2-year time skip. Now he can use any of his points without having to use the Rumble Balls, but he can only stay in his monster point for 5 minutes. So with that being said, with Chopper with his monster point, where does he cap off at? Well, we've seen Monster Point Chopper destroy Kumadori and Ennis Lobby pretty easily without breaking a sweat. We've seen him show off in Fishman Island as well. But what if Chopper was to fight someone like, I don't know, Bellamy and Dressrosa? Could he beat someone like Bellamy? I think that Chopper and Monster Point would slap someone like Bellamy, in my opinion. I think that he would beat him pretty easily. He has 5 minutes of Monster Point, so I think that he would just demolish him. Maybe even his muscle point could beat him. I'm gonna be honest, but I think he could beat someone like a Bellamy. But let's move it up a notch. Could he beat a character like Apu? Now this will be a tough fight for Chopper in my opinion, with Apu being a supernova, Apu having a kind of really hacks ability as well. And Apu doesn't seem to be a slouch. He seems to be pretty durable. I mean, Zoro hit him down, he got back up like very shortly after that. So because of this, I think this will be like a high extreme diff fight for Chopper. I want to give Chopper the edge, but it's so close that I think I want to level it out here and say that he's around a Apu level currently, and he could probably beat someone a little bit higher than Apu. But what about our guy, Big Frankie? How strong is Frankie? We've seen him fight Senior Pink. He's currently about to fight Sasaki. Frankie is pretty strong. If Frankie was to go back and fight Lucci at Enies Lobby, I think he would beat him. Like current Frankie fighting past tense Lucci, not current CP0 Lucci, but Enies Lobby Lucci, I think Frankie could beat someone like that. What about a character like Smoothie? Could a Frankie beat a Smoothie? Well, depending on how he beats Sasaki, I would say that he could compete with Smoothie. If he does, and I think he will, I'm speculating on this, I think he will defeat Sasaki pretty convincingly. They'll have a manly fight, but he will end up winning. And because of that, I think Frankie is very strong right now. He's also one of the most clutch Straw Hats. I think that he can compete with a Smoothie. I'm not saying that he would definitely win, but I think he could take it to like high diff with Smoothie, extreme diff maybe. So I'm gonna say he's around that Smoothie area of strength. And last but not least, for the weaker Straw Hats, we have Brook. Where's Brook at? Brook, another super clutch Straw Hat. Someone that I really want to get armament haki because he's a swordsman. I feel like at this point in the game, swordsmen should have armament haki. If they don't have armament haki, that doesn't make sense to me at all, I'll be honest. I think that he should definitely have armament haki. That's just how I feel. So I'm gonna speculate that he'll have armament haki. With Brook having armament haki, who could he defeat? What if he fought Smoothie? Could him with armament haki defeat Smoothie? I think, honestly, that Brook with armament haki could go to extreme diff and perhaps edge out and defeat Smoothie. But that's the highest I'm willing to go for Brook. I think if he beats Smoothie, he's going to be around that second or third tier commander level until end of story. I think that's kind of where I'm at with it. Now, as far as the stronger Straw Hats, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are clapping a lot of people. But let's talk about Sanji, right? Because I think that's more interesting. We know that Luffy and Zoro and Jinbei will beat a bunch of people. But what about Sanji versus someone like Virgo? With the raid suit, Sanji's clapping Virgo. What about Doflamingo? Could Sanji beat Doflamingo with the raid suit? I think that he will. I think that Sanji is about to beat one and maybe two first commander level threats. I think that he's going to beat Queen and King. I don't know if he'll beat both, but I think he's beating one or the other. And if he can beat them, especially in their hybrid forms, he can beat Doflamingo with the raid suit, in my opinion. He'll be fast enough and hit hard enough to beat Doflamingo currently. But of course, these are just my thoughts on the Straw Hats fighting old enemies and how strong I think they are, and if they could compete with old antagonists. But let me know what your thoughts are. If you think I was wrong about anything or want to correct me, make sure you comment down below. Also, my Discord link is down there as well. Make sure you click the server link and join the Synsei Grand Fleet. And as always, I hope you all are staying safe and healthy during these trying times. This has been Synsei Inc., and I will see you all in the next video.